Hello and welcome back to another photography tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite lenses in photography, the fisheye lens. Now, a lot of people would be hesitant to use this type of lens, as many photographers think that it's only good for those extreme wide-angle shots. Now, that may be true, but it's not always the case, as you can get a lot of creative shots with a fisheye lens that you may not be able to necessarily get with other lenses. In fact, there are a lot of benefits of using a fisheye lens, as it can help you to take better creative photos. So stay tuned and I'll share with you guys what those benefits are. Starting off with benefit number one, compositional fun. Now, I'll admit, when I first got my fisheye lens, I went a little bit overboard. I used it more often than any of my other lenses. There were numerous situations where I would photograph a scene that I thought was cool, but I couldn't quite capture it the way I wanted to with any of my other lenses. So I turned to a fisheye lens, and it was a good fit because of the distortion it captures in a photo and gives awesome visual interest to a photo. For example, a fisheye lens allows you to bend the world around you, giving a unique look to a photo that no other lens can provide. Now, the main criticism for fisheye lenses is that they're a bit of a crutch for poor composition. But who's to say that every photo needs to be dissected? I mean, can't some shots be fun just for the sake of having fun? At least that's what I think. If the lens that's gonna make your scene look the coolest in your eyes, simply just grab that lens, plain and simple. Don't worry about the criticism of others and think that the lens you're using is a crutch for your photo. If the lens that you're using is going to make your photo look cool, well, there you go. That's all that matters. Now for benefit number two is bringing out the textures. This may seem like a hyper specialized use for it, which is essentially just one shot, but you can take your fisheye lens and get really low to the ground. And especially if you're like on a cobblestone or a brick pathway, getting low with that fisheye lens is really gonna bring out the textures in the ground, and it makes it look really cool and makes the pathway like seem bigger than it really is. And especially if you have a building composed into it, it really helps bring the viewers in and follow that pathway all the way up to your subject, the building. And it's really cool because you can use it all over the place. I mean, yeah, it seems like, oh, okay, I'm going to buy a fisheye lens just so I can take a really cool picture of a pathway. But it does make for an awesome photo. Now for benefit number three is to look up. This is a nice tip to use while using your fisheye lens, is to look up. Shooting straight up with a fisheye gives a totally different look to a scene than you're used to seeing. And it gives for a dramatically different photo. And it looks really cool. A way to do this is next time you're using your fisheye lens, try setting it up with a tripod on the ground, because you know how I love using tripods in my photos. Set it on a self-timer or a remote trigger. Try to get yourself out of the scene. Sometimes I run out of the scene or briskly walk. I mean, you may get some funny looks as you're taking your photo, but not as many as if you were actually lying on the ground with your camera. So when you're out there using your fisheye lens, try looking up next time on a scene, and you never know, you might see something there that wasn't there before. Now for benefit number four is curves and spheres. Anything with swooping lines or spheres or curving lines or circles really lend themselves to a fisheye. I know the last time I was at Disney World this past year, I loved shooting Epcot with my fisheye lens. I mean, shooting Spaceship Earth was awesome. I was able to get totally different perspectives, than you're used to seeing with other lenses. And it really made the photo fun and really fun for viewers to look at. I really think that when using a fisheye and you really have like even the curves of like palm trees, streets, a lot of the pathways, it really helps bring the viewers in to your photo and allows them to follow those curves to your subject, so you may not necessarily be like shooting the road that you're following or the palm tree or anything like that, but it helps the viewers follow to whatever you're intentionally trying to shoot at. So that's a really good benefit is curves and spheres. Fisheye lenses love that kind of stuff. So next time you're out there, be on the lookout for spheres and lines and curves, and really try using the fisheye lens next time and seeing that you can get a totally different photo. Now the moment you all have been waiting for. I've been sharing with you guys some of the benefits, not all the benefits, just some of the benefits that I found were the best for me. And now you must be thinking to yourself, well, which one should I get if I'm going to get a fisheye lens? Well, when it comes to fisheye lenses, there are a lot of options out there with different brands. However, if the fisheye lens isn't one you're going to be using all the time, at least not every day, so my suggestion would be is to probably look at the cheaper or less expensive third-party options rather than going with the big camera brands out there just to save you guys self a little bit of money. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, if I'm spending less money on a different brand, when am I getting a less superior lens? Far from it. When it comes to lenses, the big brands don't always have the best lenses. I mean, in some cases they do, but when it comes to the obscure stuff like fisheyes and stuff, you can save a lot of money by going third party. And by saving that money, you're not necessarily sacrificing quality. There's a lot of third party companies out there that make quality lenses. So for my recommendation, if you're shooting on a crop sensor body, try looking into the ROKINON 8mm fisheye. And if you're using a full frame body, go ahead and try looking into the ROKINON 12mm fisheye. This is the one that I use. It's an f2.8. And I really think the ROKINON brand has really great value for both price and quality. I mean, I love the images that come out of my ROKINON 12mm. I've had this for about 5 years now, and I've loved using it. I used it when I had my Nikon D750, and then now I adapted to my Nikon Z6, and I love it. It's a great lens. In the end, whether a fisheye lens is a good option for you is entirely a matter of personal preference. And in this video, I just wanted to share with you guys the creative benefits that I found while using one. If you don't like the look of fisheye photos, don't feel like you need to buy a fisheye lens. That's okay. Some people don't like the aesthetic of a fisheye lens, and that's totally fine. And there are some people out there that love it, and that's great too. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. If you found it helpful, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more photography tutorials. If you'd like to research more on the lenses mentioned in this video, they'll be linked down in the description below so you guys can go check it out. Also, if you guys want to share any benefits that you have found while using fisheye lenses, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear about the other benefits other people have had while using fisheye lenses. Well, I'm Brent England with Brent England Photography. Thanks for watching and supporting. Keep taking photos, and I'll see you all in the next one.